as someone with a nursing background and healthcare experience, make sure you add this and really focus on this inside your hypnosis sessions. And this thing is actually something that blew my mind. I didn't realize the lack of this skill, the lack of training in the skill, I should say, in typical hypnosis or NLP training schools, which is actually investigating our client's problem. And I know you're probably thinking, and I actually would consider you to think about this, about this. In the trainings that you have had in terms of hypnosis and NLP, how much time did they spend in helping you actually investigate a client's problem? Not telling you, like, it's different to be like, okay, here's the technique, here is a script to get you from step number 10 to step number 1. Here's how you deepen the client. This is what you do with their inner child. This is what you say. This is how you integrate the inner child to their current self. Like, that is not investigation, right? That is the what step-by-step process. That is the what, not the how you actually help your clients. How long did you spend in learning that in your trainings? Because let me tell you, it was like not that much for mine personally. We had, I think, 2 hours in total of mentorship talking about the investigation tools, but not really helping us problem solve as to what to do when things go unexpected or things don't end up being what we expected in the session. Not much. I can tell you this now. And this is something, again, that is absurd to me looking back as a nurse, because how I learned how to actually help my clients was learning what to look for, how to triage, what things to actually think of, big picture in order to be helping the clients, right? And so I'm going to give you some really great tips now as to how to help yourself with regards to doing that. And you're probably thinking now, and I've talked to a lot of hypnotherapists who said that they're just relying on their intuition for the investigation phase, which is, first of all, a great thing. I personally relied on my nursing experience to help investigate a client's problem, and that is powerful in and of itself. Our intuition is very, very powerful. I'm not going to discount that. I'm definitely going to celebrate that. However, if you actually know the tools and what to look for specifically, what's going to happen with your client results? It's just going to get better, right? Once you can actually use your intuitive process and then learn exactly the exact strategy as to what to do within your sessions, what to look for, how to do it, then your client sessions are just going to become more powerful. And so, this is really something that you want to do. And really one of the first steps that you want to have is to, first off, detach yourself from the result. Meaning, if a client comes to you and says, hey, I want help to get over my toxic narcissistic ex, then it is up to us to detach from that result. And I know that's like counterintuitive, and you're like, well, how am I going to help my clients then, Fritz? Well, by detaching yourself from the actual results, you are going to be in a position of curiosity instead. And if you're curious, then you're not going to use your own biases to try to direct the session, which is completely opposite of what we've been taught, right? We have been taught that this is how you would do a hypnosis script. This is how you would do an anxiety script. But let me ask you this, is each and every person in this world the same? No, because even identical twins don't even have the exact same things going on internally, right? They're different, even though they have technically the same DNA. There are some studies done that the gut microbiome of identical twins are actually vastly different, depending on what they're exposed to individually. So fascinating stuff there. And that really just proves to us that not everyone is the same. So why are we treating our clients as if there's all symptoms are the same? That's not really fair, right? We don't want to be put in that place ourselves. Like, if I were to deal with insomnia, I don't want my hypnotherapist to be like, I'm just going to read you this insomnia script. My reasons for insomnia is going to be different from your 100 clients before me. So, so really, by helping you investigate, by helping yourself learn how to investigate a client's problem, which is something that we do inside our ACH trainings, then you set yourself up to be known for your results. You set yourself up as someone who is different and stands out in your field because you're not using the exact same scripts. And so let's get to the tips of the investigation phase now. The first one was definitely the detach. That's important. And number two, I touched on this before, is be curious. Just be curious with regards to what your clients are telling you. And this is what curiosity looks like, and this is what the opposite of curiosity looks like. So let's start with the opposite of curiosity. Right, it comes to us and says, I'm going to get over my ex, but I'm still stalking their social media platform. Not an uncurious move is going, okay, so now you're going to imagine yourself no longer I can't even say it because it's so awkward. Now you're going to imagine yourself no longer stalking your ex. You're happy by yourself. You're so, you're going to tell your ex to fuck off, blah, 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 blah. That's my opinion, right? That's my opinion. And it could or could not work for that client. It's really kind of just like throwing spaghetti on the wall, right? That suggestion might work. It might not. So that's an uncurious move because then I am assuming what the client needs instead of listening to what a client needs. A curious question, on the other hand, is something like, so why is it that you want to stalk him? Like, why do you still want to see what he's up to, even though he's treated you very poorly? Massive difference, right? Massive difference. The answers that you will get by comparing the two, which one do you think is going to give you a lot more juice, right? Which one do you think is going to help the client more? The one where you're curious. So this is going to set you apart. And for some of us, it might seem unintuitive to be curious, which is very interesting because we were just taught differently. We've learned so many bad habits when it comes to just giving suggestions and assuming that we know best for our clients, which we really don't. It's not our minds, it's not our brains. We absolutely cannot know what someone is going on at any given moment. It's not our experience, it's not our perception. So that's two. And number three is to have fun with it. And I know that, you know, especially in the therapeutic sense, especially with the example I gave you about the narcissistic acts, those sessions can be very, very intense and very serious. But I've had a lot of sessions like that where it became very much fun. And we don't always have to take things very seriously. We don't always have to be serious all the time. We get to have fun with our clients while still helping them tremendously. And this is why I love the advanced conversational hypnosis method so much, because it really is just a conversation. I'm not trying to be anyone else. I am conversing based on how I converse, but really listening to my clients. I'm not trying to do any language patterns or give them techniques. It's all client attunement, and it's all about them, not me, and conversing. And what happens if we're just, or if our client just feels like they're having a regular conversation with someone that they trust, they're going to open up more. Client resistance is more because we've started to act differently, right? We've started to be the hypnotist, which just opens up the guard for a lot of clients. So these are the top 3 tips that I have. Make sure you detach to the results of the clients. Yeah, make sure you detach to the results. Number 2, be curious. And number 3, have fun. I know it's super simple, isn't it? But just because it's simple, it's not always easy. So that's why we get to practice this time and time again inside the ACH trainings. So I hope that this helped. any questions at all and what your experiences have been is going to be very valuable as well. Otherwise, let's make an impact together, one conversation at a time.